Welcome back to the series where I'm picking every game for every team in the NFL this year. This is the third video in the series. If you missed the first two, the Steelers and the Ravens, you can check those out on my channel. But if you're here for the Bengals, we will get right into it. So, coming off back-to-back seasons of missing the playoffs, I know Burrow was hurt a few years ago. But last year, fully healthy and missed the postseason at, I believe, a 9-8 record. So they need to improve on that, and they will look to do so this year. I think they definitely have the ability to do so. Week 1, they're going to be starting the season in Cleveland, a Cleveland team that isn't very strong right now. They don't know what they're doing at quarterback, so go ahead and give me the Bengals to get that Week 1 win on the road. And then they come home and they welcome in the Jaguars in their home opener. And Jaguars are another team that's still trying to figure out. Think they will be below average. Don't know for sure. But honestly, I love this 2-game start for the Bengals. A Bengals team that tends to struggle to start years. 2 easy games. I think they win them both 2-0. And then week 3, they are on the road in Minnesota. And the Vikings are tricky for me this year. You know, they went 14-3 last year. I know it wasn't the toughest schedule in the world, but 14-3 is very impressive. They swapped Darnold for McCarthy, who could be better. I mean, could be worse, but I don't think Darnold is that amazing. And I think the Vikings have a great team. I think they're a bit underrated. And for a Bengals team that struggles early in the year, I think it's a tough spot on the road. So I'll go ahead and take the Vikings, and the Bengals fall to 2-1 to start the season. So week 4, they are then in Denver, a rematch of that game late in the season in Cincinnati last year. That was a great game that came right down to the wire, back and forth at the end. And the Bengals got the better of the Broncos that time. However, the Broncos are really building something out there in Denver, and I think they get the win in this early season game. That is a night game, Monday night, if I'm not mistaken. So should be a good home crowd for the Broncos. 2-2 on the season for the Bengals, and they need a bounce-back game, and it's a tough one. They are home against Detroit, a very good Lions team who might not be as dominant as last year, but still very good. But I think the Bengals can get this one done. I think they get the win at home against the Lions. But that's a very tough game. It should be a fun one to watch. It is the prime 4:25 late afternoon game in that window. Then week 6, they're in Green Bay. I think the Packers get them on this one. That's a tough 4-week stretch here, honestly, after an easy 2-game opener. All 4 teams are very tough games, and honestly, having them go 1-3 on this stretch might be a little rough on them. So maybe they steal one that I'm not expecting, but I have them starting this season 3-3 before they are home for 3 straight games, and the first of the 3 is against the Steelers. I think Steelers will be about what you expect them to be, a slightly above average team with Aaron Rodgers that, if healthy, should play pretty well and should keep them in most games. But I think at home, the Bengals can get this one done. Week 8, home against the Jets. Jets should be decent, maybe a 6-7 type win team, but on the road in Cincinnati, go ahead and give me the Bengals in that one for sure. And then looking to sweep the homestand, they are home against the Bears in week 9, and I think they get it done in this one as well. I think they take down the Bears and move to 6-3 after 3 straight wins heading into their bye week. Then they'll come out of the bye and head to Pittsburgh, where I touched on them earlier, but I think they will be good enough to get one against the Bengals. I think the Steelers do win this game. And the Bengals have struggled a little against the Steelers in the past. So I definitely like them splitting the season series there. And then home against a Patriots team that has a lot of hype around them this year that I'm hearing. And I think they should be pretty decent. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals at home. Now, I do know the Patriots did come in to Cincinnati last year in week 1 and take down the Bengals. So that is definitely something to make note of. Then 2 tough back-to-back road games at Baltimore and Buffalo. At Baltimore, I believe that is the Thanksgiving night game. I will go ahead and take the Ravens at home, but that should be a great game to watch. Every game between those 2 teams seems like it is. And I think the Ravens just get the better of them in that one. But then week 14 on the road in Buffalo, I think the Cincinnati Bengals get the win here on the road. They've played the Bills very well over the last few years when Burrow's healthy, and until the Bills prove otherwise, I like the Bengals in those matchups. And then, boy, another tough one right back again. You get the Ravens in Cincinnati, but this time, after getting swept last year against them and after losing the first of two against them this year, I think the Bengals finally get one on the Ravens. I think they get that win at home, and that would move them to a 9-5 record with 3 weeks to go, and it is a fairly easy 3-week stretch here. At Miami late in the season, I believe that's slated to be a Sunday night game. I believe that one will be flexed out by the time it comes. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be good by that point, but you never know. But go ahead and give me the Bengals on the road in that one. Then you get 2 home games. First against a Cardinals team that I like this year. I do like the Cardinals, not to be top of the league or anything, but to be better than people expect. But I'm still going to take the Bengals in that one. And then they close out the season at home against the Browns. And unless there's nothing to play for at this point for the Bengals, if the division's out of reach and seeding doesn't matter, I'm gonna take the Bengals to knock off the Browns in Week 18 to give themselves a 12-5 record, which would easily be good enough for the playoffs. And in my opinion, second place in the division, a very good division with the Ravens, who are, as we know, very, very good, especially in the regular season, and a Steelers team that should do well. They're well coached, and they have a veteran quarterback, albeit very old quarterback, but a veteran Aaron Rodgers leading the squad. So 12-5, I think the Bengals finally get back to the playoffs, and the AFC playoffs are going to be so fun this year. You should have the heavy hitters in there. It should be a blast, and I do think the Bengals will be part of it. So we'll see how it goes. Let me know what y'all think.